Welcome to Spicy Tales Podcast with Kim and Stacy.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Before we start the episode, though, I wanna give, send my love, prayers, condolences to one of my best friends, Carolyn Murray. Also, we want to dedicate our episode to her dad. They call him Papa Ted, so we're going to dedicate our episode to Papa Ted. So, yeah.
R.I.P. Papa Ted.
R.I.P.
Okay, well, I feel bad talking about my spicy tale, but let's get right into it. So, I believe this happened in 2018. I went to LA with one of my besties, and we were having a great time. The first full day we were there, I think I mentioned it before, but our Uber driver, we put in a location and he was talking to us and saying how this location's not the best. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's a better place? And he turned off the meter and he just took us around LA. We picked up weed with him in a sketchy ass place. And this was before weed was legal in Canada. So we thought it was so cool.
No, weed was legal in Canada before 2018.
I think it became legal No, it wasn't. It's either.
I swear we had this conversation.
I know we did. I'm going to look it up right now.
We had this conversation
I think
and
it happened in 2018 or 2019.
There's no way weed was legal before that.
No, I looked it up. Weed become legal in Canada. October 17th, 2018, and I went in June. So it was right before weed became legal.
Okay, but wait, then hold on. Pause on your story for a second. But wasn't there those fake ass dispensaries?
That was before. That was before that. Like those sketchy places where you can buy it, but it could get raided, so be careful. Yeah. So we bought legal weed for the first time. We went to this black bar where it was live music and they were doing karaoke. It was such a good time. He brought us out for drinks. He brought us out for tacos. It was crazy. So that was such a great first full day in LA. We went to the Venice Beach. We rode those bikes. That's the first time I ever saw the bird scooters that now we have all over the place here. I think they're coming later this month.
Scooter?
The electronic scooters.
Oh.
Yeah. I just how does it work? Like there were just scooters all over the place on the ground. And I'm like, how does it work? And yeah, now I know how it works. But anyway. So then how did we meet these guys? So a few days later, I'm trying to think of how. Oh, okay. So we went to this bar and we were walking. Who's calling me? Oh, never mind. I'm just I'm hallucinating.
Phantom vibrations. All right.
So we were walking where the stars are. You know how there are stars on the ground? And
the Hollywood walk or whatever,
yes,
Walk of Fame.
Yes. And this girl was just came up to us and she was talking to us and she was with 3 guys. So we said hi. She was really friendly.
That's how you get trafficked.
So she's like, oh, we're going to this bar. And we're like, okay. So we all went to the bar. And we were chilling. She was really chill. We were having drinks. The guys were on the side. We weren't really paying attention to the guys, but whatever. And then so many bad decisions. Let me just say this. So many bad decisions were made, but I'm here to tell the story. So clearly I'm completely fine.
Does mom know this story?
She doesn't know the story,
Ooh,
but she
does.
Find out. Anyway, so yeah, we were chilling at the bar, having drinks, and then we left the bar. We were walking around again outside because it's so nice outside. And then the guys were saying how they wanted to get liquor. So we got in one of the guys' cars. And at this point, we just assume that this girl is friends with these guys. She knew them because when we met her, the guys were with her already. So then we're talking to her in the car just about life. She wants to be an actress. Of course, she's in LA. And and the guys are playing all these songs that we didn't even know, like Big Bank Little Bank came out at the time with the 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, it was such a good time. Honestly, like there was no fear in my body at the time, okay? So we're on our way to the LCBO. Well, not LCBO, what am I saying? Just a liquor store. And this girl's man calls.
Of course.
And they're going back and forth. She's like, I need to get out of here right now. Like, he needs to come pick me up. Like, she just switched up. She was being crazy. She's like, I need to get out. And so then we dropped her off at the corner. Like, we felt bad. Like, are you sure? Like, what about your friends? And she's just like, what are you talking about? And we're like, okay, I don't know. She's drunk, clearly. So she leaves. We drop her off. And as we're driving to the liquor store, they're telling us how she's crazy and how they just met her on the boardwalk.
She was chilling alone?
So that's when we realized, oh my God, like you guys didn't know her and we didn't know her. And she was telling them that she's our friend.
Wait, and she was alone on the board?
Like, yes, and she met them on the boardwalk, and she told them that she knew us, and she made it seem like she knew them, but she actually had just met them, and she had just met us. And then so we were like bonding over, oh my God, she's so crazy. Like, I feel like that was her sugar daddy on the phone. It sounded like that was her pimp or something on the phone. So we got liquor and they were chill. We were chilling outside in like a parking lot, whatever. We got the vibe from them. So you know what we did? We invited them to our hotel.
You would.
Chilled with them there. They were a great time. They did one thing about LA though. I did notice that they focused a lot on like how much they made and like how many followers they had, and I just couldn't care less. Like one of the guys took his chain and he was just like, "This cost blah blah blah," and blah, like he put it on me and like I don't care. I just don't care about these kind of.
You're
things.
Like, can you take this off? It's actually scratching my neck.
Like I can see how superficial people are in LA, and they're all about just like materialistic things. So they left. Everything was completely fine. I think we exchanged numbers because like just maybe one day when we go back to LA, we might link up again. Who knows?
You ain't never going back.
I haven't been to LA since, but I definitely would want to go back. So fast forward the next day, we wanted to go to a mall. So me and my friend, we go to this mall. And guys there are very like forward, which I kind of liked, honestly. Like this guy came up to me and he's just like, I just want to tell you you're so beautiful. And obviously I'm just taking this all.
No, but if someone in Ottawa came up to you and said that, you'd be like, ew, get away from me. It's just because it's just the glam of being in LA, bro.
He didn't even want anything. He literally came up to me, said that to me, complimented me, and left. Never asked for a social media, phone number, nothing. Just came up to me.
Dead ass. If somebody came to you at Rideau Mall and was like, I just wanted to stop by and tell you you're beautiful.
But he was a good-looking guy too, because you know how things only become creepy when it's a guy
it's
that
an
you're
uggo.
not attracted to. You know,
if you're an uggo, don't bother.
Slippery slope. I'm sorry, just life is not fair. So I was just like, oh, this is cool. We go to like Ulta. There's all these beauty products. I think at the time Fenty had just come out, so I bought my Fenty foundation, which I still use. I should probably throw that out. Anyways,
listen, ain't nobody gonna tell me to respect that. Listen, you don't understand how expensive foundation is. I'm using it till the bottle ends. I don't care if it expired in 2016. I'm still using it.
So then we're walking in the mall and all of a sudden I hear Stacy. Like there's no reason someone in LA knows my name. Yeah. None whatsoever.
That's facts.
And so I can hear someone being like, Stacy, and me and my friend we just keep walking because at first we were confused, like maybe it's someone they're shouting Stacy. Stacy is a very common name, but as the voice gets closer, I can tell someone is calling me. And so I'm like trying to put two and two together and I'm like, it must be one of the guys we met yesterday. Before. So I finally turn around and this guy's just like, are you like avoiding me? Like, are you ignoring me? I'm like, no, what? Hey, how are you? And he's just like, yo, come link with me. Me and my uncle are at like this shoe store. We're buying shoes. So we go to the store. His uncle's there. His uncle's at least 45 years old talking about well, we told him that we're from Canada, and he's just like, Toronto, because no one knows what Ottawa is.
Facts.
And we're just like, yeah, sure, Toronto. And he's just like, oh, I remember when I went to Carabana back in the day, like talking about all his holy grail days back in the day.
His glory days. He's like, yeah, I remember back in those days when I used to get them honey.
Canadians are so beautiful, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, wrap it up, sir.
So then the guy's just like, okay, well, later on, it's my birthday in a couple of days, so I'm going out. So if you guys want to link up, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So then we leave him. We go to In-N-Out for the first time for my friend. It's whatever. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's okay. Whatchamacallit? Shake Shack is way better.
I love Shake Shack.
And then we get back to the hotel room and we don't know what to do. And this guy messaged me on Instagram saying like, oh, like link up with me. We're going to the strip club. And I'm like, oh, well, the only other strip club I have ever been to until this day was Tremblant strip club.
There's a strip club in Tremblant?
Yeah, Mount Tremblant, there's a strip club. And then I'm like, okay, well, I definitely want to go to an LA strip club. Yeah. So we're like, okay, fine, but we'll come. So he comes, he picks us up. And he drives us to his friend's place to like pre-drink, I guess. We didn't really drink. We picked up his friends. We went to the strip club. And it was a great time. He was buying bottles. His girlfriends were there. His friends were there. We're dancing. The strippers are beautiful, like drop dead gorgeous. And I'm like, I don't even know why these girls are strippers. I'm sure they're escorts or something else on the side, but or maybe Insta baddies.
Really good money.
But like, I was just shocked that someone that beautiful, like someone hasn't found you yet, and like just taking you out of the strip club. What the hell?
It's like,
I don't know if there's just that many
I mean, I don't make enough money to take you
out,
but baby, I could change your life.
And then things just started going downhill because I have a Snapchat of this. So me and my friend are dancing, having a good time, and her phone in the Snapchat is there on the table beside us. 5 seconds later, she can't find her phone. And we're just like, where's her phone? Like, can you find, like, do you know where her phone is? We're asking around. And we're basically realizing that it's probably someone that's actually with us that stole the phone. Like, we don't know who these people are. And so the guy around us is just like, yeah, like, I'm going to ask the DJ. And we're just like, hey, honestly, when you lose your phone, like everyone is the enemy. Let's be real here. And so she was sad. She was crying. We're in a different country. She had just finished going to like Bali, and she had a bunch of pictures that she never backed up on her computer. So I felt really bad for her. So obviously the night is ruined. She's crying. She's sad. So we're like, hey, yeah, we're leaving. So the guy didn't want to leave though. So we're like, okay, fine, we're going to leave without you. What the hell? And then he's just like, okay, fine. But he got, all of a sudden he was so like possessive over me. Like, oh no, like I'm driving you home. Like I need to drive you home.
Nigga, if you don't get the...
I'm like, okay, well, if you want to drive me home, then we're leaving now. And he's like, okay, fine. So then we leave.
I'm just, back up. Why possessive? Like, I'm just confused.
Yeah, you know when girls are literally stupid and they think like, these characteristics are good characteristics, like, oh wow, like he must really like me, he's possessive over me.
Oh my god, nigga,
so that's what,
get the fuck out of here.
That's what I was like thinking. At the same time, I kind of did want a ride back. I think I didn't want to use my data to call an Uber. Like I'd be doing broke shit like that. I don't want to. I'm on airplane mode when I'm out the country.
I am not.
Type of shit.
I will pay the bill when I get back. I need.
Well, now I will, but I was broke as hell. And actually, even when I went to Mexico, but that's because we're on a resort, so like we're not really leaving.
And you were with your boyfriend.
And yeah, and like... things are so different now. But we're just two single women in LA. Definitely should have had my
100%
phone not on airplane mode. But anyways. I'm just going to forward a little bit because long story short, which is already a long story, but me and my friend get split up, okay? We get split up. I go into his car. She goes into his friend's car, which is one of the friends that we saw before.
Which is the worst thing you could ever do on a trip.
And on top of that, she didn't have her phone anymore. So like, it's not like I could come into contact with her anymore.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Get split up. He brings me to Denny's, and she goes, well, at the time, I don't know where she is. She could be dead in a dish somewhere, honestly. So we're at Denny's, and he's just like, he's chilling at Denny's, getting food. I'm like, okay, well, we need to go to the hotel. Like, I don't even know why we stopped here. And he's just like, hold up. And he was like a bigger guy, so I'm not surprised that he like needed to stop and get some food. He was getting hungry. So then after like 20 minutes of Denny's, which is such a trash place. Like, how are you we're in LA. There's a Denny's in Ottawa. Why are you gonna bring me to Denny's?
Is the Denny's in Ottawa still open?
The South Keys one? I don't know. Wasn't
there one somewhere else?
I don't know, but I just knew the South Keys one. Anyway, so he brings me to the hotel after I'm like really being I'm annoying him. I'm like, hey, like I need to get to the hotel. Last I saw my friend, she was basically crying without her phone. So we need to go back to my hotel. So we get to the hotel. Oh, I actually at Denny's, I get him to call his friend to check up on my friend. Okay, guys, I'm not a horrible friend. I get him to call his friend who's with my friend, and like she's like, yeah, I'm in the room. She's crying still because
her phone is gone.
Doesn't have her phone, but yeah, she's in the room. I'm like, okay. But can we get to the hotel? We get to the hotel, and then all of a sudden, he's just like, well, can I come upstairs? And I'm like, well,
immediately no.
No, you can't come upstairs. Obviously, my friend is pissed. Like, the night's been done since she lost her phone, and he's just, like, getting all upset. You know how guys get upset when, like, you know, this guy spent money on me because he bought the bottles from his friends for his birthday. Like, this is a common thing that guys do. They buy bottles. Yeah. I never told you to. Never, ever, ever. You bought Denny's for your fat self. And then when we get back here, you're like you're entitled, oh, I need to go upstairs because like I want to sleep with you, basically. And I'm like, yeah, no, like you're not coming upstairs. And then he starts getting mad at me, and I swear I wish I had this hotel footage, because all of a sudden now I got an attitude. I'm arguing with him, being like, why are you getting upset? Why? Because I don't want to sleep with you. Like my friend's night just got ruined. Like you're insensitive. And so then he starts like kind of like walking away, saying shit. So then I start following him back to his car.
Why?
Because I am stupid. Okay. So then he sits down in his car. I sit down in his car. So I'm in the passenger side. He's in the driver's side. And he's just like, I'm just like, I just don't understand. Like, why are you so upset that I don't want to sleep with you? Like, everything was good. So he puts his car in drive and he starts driving away. And I'm like, for some reason, all of a sudden, all of my confidence just left my body. I was just like, this doesn't seem right. And he's getting all quiet and he's just driving. And I'm like, okay, where are we going now? And then he's just like, you need to pay me back for the bottles that I bought. And I'm like, well, I never told you to buy bottles. I don't even have that kind of money. He's just like, well, I'm just telling you that I'm not bringing you back until you give me the money.
So basically he kidnapped
and you need and it was $300, so you need to give me $300. And I'm like, well, why would I don't understand why I need to. So I'm like, back and forth. Why do I need to do this? I never told you to do this. You're just mad because I don't want to sleep with you. Like, my friend's in the room. She's crying. She lost her phone. Like, I don't even know if one of your freaking friends took her phone. He's driving. He's like, we're going to bring you to your bank. You're going to take that money out.
Your bank? You don't even live here.
I only have cash in the safe in the hotel. And then all of a sudden, he's just like, I got a gun. Like, if something's gonna happen if you don't give me my money. And I was literally like considering opening the door and just like jumping out the car because I was so scared. And so I took my phone off of airplane mode, obviously, and I was considering calling the cops, but then I felt bad. And you know what actually this reminds me of?
Felt bad for what?
I felt bad because
he's so broke that spent.
But you know what I thought of just now is like Meg the Stallion and the whole Tory Lanez situation, because she said she didn't tell the cops what truly happened because she didn't want like a black man to get in trouble by law enforcement. And like I actually felt bad because I was like, as much as he's putting my life in danger, which obviously is way more important, I don't even know why this crossed my mind, but I was thinking like, I just don't want to ruin this guy's life. Like I don't think he's gonna kill me, but I feel like he might potentially kill me because I was scared.
But that would have ruined his life regardless. What's the difference?
I get that, but if he didn't do something first, which is bad because obviously if he did something first and I'm dead, like that's over. But if he didn't do something first, like to me, it's like you're threatening me and I'm scared, but I don't know if you're bluffing. Like I don't know what.
But your life should never be the one thing you that's not something you want to play with. Like if you're bluffing, then you shouldn't have said it because. First of all, he's an idiot. His car was already, there's CCTV cameras everywhere. Your car was already pictured with me in your vehicle. If you never came back, obviously, bleep her name, would have freaking, like, called the cops.
Right.
Like,
well, okay.
Like all of that, I get it because in the moment you're not thinking like that.
I was not thinking like that at all. And so I basically told him everything he wanted to say. I said, I'm going to go back to the hotel. I'm going to get you the money, whatever. So when we got back to the hotel, he took my purse and he's like, hey, you go get the money and I will give you back your purse.
I would have called the cops and made the cops come in.
And I could have called the cops, of course, when I got into the hotel. So I went upstairs. My friend was still crying and I felt better. I didn't feel so scared. And I was just like, well, like my friend's crying. I'm telling her, yeah. So this guy is basically saying I need to give him my money and then he'll give me my purse back. And she was just crying. Honestly, she wasn't even really paying attention to like bitch, shut the hell up.
Like my phone.
Like where the fuck have you been? Because at this point, this is the first time I'm seeing her. Like for hours. I haven't seen her for hours. And she's probably like, what are you doing? But thank God you're here. And then so I go open the safe, get $300 American.
I would have given him $100.
That was literally my whole like life savings of money. And I go downstairs, I give him the money, he gives me my purse. I don't know how this happened, but my driver's license must have fell out of my purse because right after that, he took a picture of my driver's license and he's just like, oh, this will be like a memory of you or if you
more like a memory of your broke ass night, you broke bitch.
So this guy literally knows my address. Bitch. And so the next day, me and my friend didn't feel safe, so we called the cops. And that's when we realized that the LAPD
don't give a fuck about you.
Not only do they not care, but they're so overwhelmed with so many things. The population is crazy there that we called in the morning, they came at nighttime. Like they don't come right away. And
where were you, Compton? Like the fuck?
No, we were actually near LAX, like we were near the airport. And they came to our door. We switched rooms. They came to our door. They wouldn't even tell the cop. So we switched rooms, and when we told the front desk that the situation and they switched our rooms, the front desk wouldn't tell the cops where our room was when they came to us. They were just like, yeah, the front desk was giving us a hard time to get to you guys. So at least you know that the hotel is like has your back.
Like, we're not having no casualties on our back, eh? Like, nah.
And so, so we call the cops. They come. They tell us we gave the cops his driver's his license plate because on his Instagram he had a picture of his car. He had a picture of his license plate.
Dumbass.
He had a picture of his like deed.
Fucking moron.
He had all this information on him. We realized that his name wasn't actually what the name that he gave us, obviously. And so I had the physical police report. And when I got home, I put it in my desk. And months later,
Mom found it.
My mom went through my stuff and she found out.
Oh, also, speaking of mom,
shit popped off in LA.
Mom wants to know why we're always talking shit about on the podcast. And then I told her it's because you and I share that one common enemy.
Of course, we're sisters. So. What do you mean? But we love her. But
we love her. It's just
growing
hilarious.
up. It was.
She was the app. It was on site. I mean, her on site of us. We were never doing anything back.
Yeah. So when I tell my friends this story, especially my guy friends or my boyfriend, I told my boyfriend this story, and my friend told her boyfriend the story, and they were literally like, you guys are retarded, you guys are so dumb, we would have never done that, you guys are stupid, I can't believe you guys split up,
I agree.
I can't believe you guys let these guys in your hotel room.
Agreed. I mean, well, to a certain extent.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, you know what, we're in our 20s. That's always the excuse. and we're having a good time. Like, it's LA. We want to live.
Were you having a good time when you got robbed by some broke ass? Bro, I hope he sees this video
exploited.
because doesn't he have Instagram? You're a broke ass motherfucking bitch. You LA motherfucking broke bitch. Imagine
honestly
taking someone.
You know what? I might actually put his Instagram on the screen.
Yeah, please.
But I don't think that it's still his Instagram. But
whatever. He's
a
broke ass bitch. How embarrassing for you.
And that's the thing. This guy talked about his money the whole time.
Weren't you looking about your chain, but you need $300?
Now all of a sudden you need $300 because you're broke as hell. Like, people be stunning, people be flexing for no reason. LA is full of just facades. It's all about the facades.
It's embarrassing, actually.
It was very, very, very embarrassing.
There's nothing more embarrassing than a broke ass man trying to look like they're better than what they are. Yeah, you're an embarrassment.
Yeah, that was my LA trip. But I would definitely recommend going to LA because other than that, me being stupid, and I know that this was on me 100%, I had a great time.
I don't even understand why you split up. Like, the splitting up part was ridiculous. When I went to Colombia, to be fair,
we were high. Like,
to be fair, when I went to Colombia's, South America, so I was like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. But my friend and I met that guy, and he was super nice. We went to buy weed with him and some very sketchy.
Yep.
And we let him back into our Airbnb. But he was alone. Number one, it was both of us and him. And two, I would never just leave. I wouldn't leave her. We split up one time in Cartagena, but we didn't really split up. I went with another girl and she stayed at the hotel. Right. And me and the other girl that was also staying at the hotel went to get food and then came back.
Yeah, my other friend was like, this would have never happened if I was here. And I'm like, yeah, probably.
Which one?
Diana.
Oh, yeah, no. 'Cause Diana knows. Come on. Get your shit together. Y'all fucked up.
Yeah, we really fucked up. I'll never forget that $300.
Speaking of broke boys, because what a better way to segue. I don't know if you've heard of the Facebook page. So I don't have Facebook, but I do have a couple friends who do the Facebook social media.
Do the Facebook.
They do the Facebook. They're on the book. And they were saying that apparently there's a page called "Are We Dating the Same Guy?"
Oh my God.
So of course I did a little snooping and I looked through and I was like, let me see. First of all, that page alone will have me re-downloading Facebook. I'm not gonna lie to you, because first of all, I'm not even on dating apps and I really don't care to be.
Yeah, why aren't you on dating apps?
I don't really want to. I'm good. I'm kind of good. Just
you're not trying to be in a relationship?
No, I have the roster's been disbanded. I'm not. My phone is so dry that I could literally leave my phone, all notifications face up anywhere, and ain't nothing happening. It's not popping off. Nothing. It ain't ringing. If it rings, it's Alicia. That's literally when my phone rings, I know it's her.
I mean, I'm happy for you because you're fine with that.
I'm good. I'm actually really good. I have a friend of mine who's single right now, and she was talking about how she's lonely. I don't feel lonely.
That's very important. It's good to be able to be good with just yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. I feel like I'm a happier now than I've been in a very long time. So I'm not pressed to change that. I'm good. And men are just annoying. And after going through that fucking Facebook,
what kind of stories?
So basically, what did I see today? There was this guy. First of all, the pictures,
they actually take pictures of the guy.
They take pictures of the Tinder profile.
Oh, okay.
Men, if you're gonna post a picture on Tinder, step it up. Because the pictures I saw, I have
pictures on Tinder. And
anyways, one of the girls was talking, she posted a picture of a guy. So basically, you post a picture, you don't put anything in the caption. And then the comments is where you put your story or whatever. Women who are posting about men who have been abusive, letting women know some guys are narcissists, or they'll use love bombing to get you hooked, and then they act crazy. It's just women basically warning, or if some guy's already in a relationship with someone else, right, and whatever. Honestly, big fan. I think it's a really good idea. I think guys should get on board. Because I'm sure there's women.
What was that page? I don't know if it was on Facebook or it was just a website of people trashing
the dirty Ottawa. That one. Now that if anyone, any listeners who have fucking lived through the dirty era, I feel like it's still up.
I'm gonna look at it. Right, it's just thedirty.com.
I think so. Some of the stories I saw on the dirty, very rough, very rough. I feel really bad. Also, like, my biggest fear in the world is that I would wrong someone who would put me on there. So
that's the thing. Someone could be straight up lying, but what happened to the dirty?
Oh, is it
their
taken...
website shut down?
Oh,
does the dirty still exist? Remains protected under? I don't see it.
Well, then I guess it was taken down. Honestly, it needed to because it was getting out of hand. Like, some of the shit that was on there, I was like, y'all can't be out here posting that. Like, that's crazy. But, like, yeah, no. So basically that website is, like, that page on Facebook is basically, it's kind of like a dirty, but not really, because they're like,
okay, well, next time we'll read a story, because...
Well, one of the guys I saw apparently had been using the same photo since 2012. Because one of the girls
doesn't look like that anymore.
Apparently not. Apparently he says he's a biker, but he drives an e-bike, and I was like, not an e-bike, like, bro, and like was a mooch, like just would say he was getting paid on said day, but borrowing money from women and just being the Tinder, basically
the
Ottawa's
Tinder moocher.
The panhandler of Tinder. Like, but anyways, so I highly recommend any woman who's on a fucking dating site to hop on that shit and see if you're dating the same guy as another bitch. Also has like 11,000 like people on the page.
People really want to know. I mean, obviously people are not going to say if they're in a relationship and if they're trying to hide it. I just think it's very risky to go on a dating site, put your picture up if you're in a relationship, because...
But people do it all the time.
I've heard. I've actually took screenshots of someone and asked a friend, aren't they in a relationship?
I have also done that.
But I don't think that they were in a relationship anymore.
I've done that, and they were in a relationship. And I was like, I thought...
That's just so disrespectful, because obviously the other significant other that's faithful is not on the dating apps, but everyone else is. So
yeah,
you're willing to take.
Honestly,
or some people just don't care anymore, and they don't care. They've been pushing boundaries.
Honestly, at this point, I'm like, I feel like the best way to cheat is to cheat in plain sight, because you're gonna cheat regardless. Like, at the end of the day, like, if someone wants to cheat, they're gonna cheat.
When I used to listen to, I don't know if it was Call Her Daddy or Sophia with an F, but I still listen to Sophia with an F.
Me too, I love Sophia.
She would talk about how to cheat and how basically one of her strategies was like, you pick up a hobby. This is like premeditated. You pick up a hobby and you're
premeditated cheating.
You introduce it to your significant other. I was telling my boyfriend this the other day.
Why would you tell him?
So you're just like, I'm thinking of starting to go to the gym. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start going to the gym. And then you get your membership, and then you go every Tuesday and Thursday. They don't know what's going on in your bank account. What do you mean?
Oh, okay.
So every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you go to the gym. And he doesn't think anything of it. But really,
you're really out here running these streets.
Cheating on him, and he doesn't even question it because he thinks you're bettering your life when really you're snaking him.
Meanwhile, you're getting fatter and fatter and just getting...
Meanwhile, you're getting your back blown out.
Like, oh, babe, I'm so sore. Oh, that working out's really helping. Yeah, I bet it is. Seems like the only thing that really hurts you is your back when you fucking work out.
But like, listen, if you're gonna cheat, obviously don't. But if you're gonna cheat, I feel like the first thing is use protection.
Yeah.
Don't snake out the person that you're with, because
100%.
Obviously if you're in a committed relationship, you're not using protection.
Are you in a committed relationship if you're premeditatedly cheating?
Probably. Like, hello. It's called cheating for a reason.
I mean, facts.
And then, and if you're going to cheat, don't do it with someone that you're secretly in love with.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when women cheat. This is the difference between women and men cheating. Because I'm sorry, I have to mention this woman that you hate, but Pearly Things.
Oh, God.
She says things
this
like...
This is the second time that bitch's name has been dropped on this podcast, and it's too many.
She says things like, oh, when a woman cheats, it's bad because it's an emotional connection, which I agree. Me and my boyfriend actually had...
I agree
We were listening to a podcast, Joe Rogan. He had a psychologist come on, and he was saying the differences between a woman and a man cheating. Mm-hmm. He wasn't saying one is worse than the other, but he was saying this is what it is.
Yeah.
When a woman cheats, it's an emotional connection.
Facts.
It's probably someone like a reoccurring person, whatever. Whereas when a man cheats, it doesn't mean that they don't care about the significant other, and it doesn't do anything to them. Like they're not necessarily emotionally connected to the other person.
Yeah, it's like momentary gratification.
However, cheating is still bad, and there's still consequences because you probably had to lie to your partner. You're
lying by omission.
Lying by omission, and even if she questions you, you lie, you gaslight. So there's a trust that's being broken. There's lies. There's trauma because she might have been cheated on before. So there's a lot of things that happen regardless if the guy is not emotionally attached to the woman that he's cheating on her with. So don't try to make it seem like when a man cheats,
the worst,
it's completely fine.
I fucking hate when men say,
consequences.
Oh, it's in our biological DNA to be cheaters.
Well, it actually is. It actually is. I'm telling you.
Can I finish talking? Because you
definitely
let me talk.
Yeah.
First of all, that may be facts, but when you make a choice to be in a committed relationship with someone else, you have to honor that.
I agree.
Regardless of if you feel like it's in your DNA and you cannot control yourself, then don't be in a fucking relationship.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that, like, first of all, we're civilized human beings. We're not people who are out here fucking driven by our fucking, like, we're not like animals, okay? Right. We're civilized. You can act right. The same way that you don't fucking jerk off on a fucking bus is the same way you don't have to freaking sleep with a woman just because her ass is walking in the streets.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
Like, I hate when men say that because then for that logic, it's like saying men can't control themselves. That's why they rape women. That's crazy.
No, I completely agree that there are things like we are a civilized world, and we have things that are appropriate in society and are not appropriate in society. And the thing is, just because society said so doesn't mean we don't. Like, people murder, people steal, people lie, people have affairs. Like, we still do these things regardless, but it's shame. It's looked at
shameful
as
shame. You should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed, definitely. And if you are prone to, like, being impulsive and not wanting to be faithful to your partner, then you shouldn't be in a committed relationship. I completely agree. I think they were just saying that biologically men desire variety more than women do, and it's like our society approves of monogamy, but I know you said we're not animals, but we are technically animals.
No, I mean, we're not uncivilized animals.
Right, but sometimes we are uncivilized animals. Like, we've been told how to function in this world, but there are times when we don't. We veer off of what we're supposed to do. But because, like I said before, like I've been unfaithful before, and the thing is, I knew it was wrong, but at the same time, like, things could be involved. Like, you can be intoxicated, which influences you to do, well, bad things, obviously.
No, it just helps you do things you already wanted to do.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like, for example, if you drink and drive and you get in a car, you kill someone, obviously you're at fault because you chose sober to get drunk, so therefore whatever happens while you're drunk is your responsibility. But it's not like when you are sober you want to drive and kill people. Like, that's not...
First of all, when you're drinking and driving, like, you got into a car accident, you didn't accidentally slip into someone's pussy. Like,
no, I know, but I'm saying sometimes, and some people say like, oh, alcohol is not an excuse, but it is an influence, and a lot of people would not do or say things if they weren't under the influence. It does, like, sometimes they do say, oh, like you do stuff.
Drunk actions are sober
thoughts, but I don't necessarily agree with that 100%. But I do have to agree that one time when I cheated, I probably was just mentally. It's not that I wanted to cheat on the person, but I didn't want to be with the person anymore.
That's the thing. Like, honestly, it's true. I do agree with you that women do cheat. Like, women's reasons for cheating and men's reasons for cheating are very different.
They're very, very,
most
very
women
different.
who cheat, most women that I know who have cheated, me, myself personally, anyways. But most of the time it's because they've already checked out of the relationship and they feel some kind of like obligation to stay with that person.
But it's not right.
It's not. And like either or, like I hate the fact that men always try to hide behind this, oh, it's in our DNA, blah, blah, blah. We can't help it. If it's in your DNA, then go be a fucking hoe outside these streets and leave women alone.
Because they want the best of both worlds.
But then when, like, and it's annoying also because men will cheat on you and then expect you to stay. But if it was the other way around, bro, did you laugh at his jokes? Yeah, I laughed at his jokes. And now he's heartbroken. His heart hurts. His chest. But then it's like, but you fucked this girl. Yeah, babe, but I didn't really care about her. It's fine. Like, no, but you don't it's like that meme that's like, oh, I only fucked her because she said her pussy was better than yours. But it wasn't the whole time. I was thinking she was a liar. Like,
it's definitely a double standard because it is more, it is more accepted worldwide for men to cheat over 100%. Women. And the psychologist on Joe Rogan said that it, just in history, it was a bigger risk for women to cheat because their reputation would like decline, they would be shamed, they would lose like their husband, so now no one's taking care of them. Like, they had way more at risk than men did. So just that's how it is in society. So
yeah, but nowadays it's not like that.
Well, now things, the scales are more even, and honestly, if I'm not to throw women under the bus, but women, like, I don't know what the stats are, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was
women skewed. Are killing it, bro.
If it was skewed to men,
women reporting
are men to be higher cheaters, but women actually cheating.
It's because women don't get caught.
Yeah, they don't. They're like, more secretive about it because of the risk of like the calling you a hoe and the reputation, or like losing your husband.
Nowadays, women don't care if you call them a hoe. You call a girl a hoe, and she's like, period.
Yeah, things are definitely different. But women still, no one wants to be known as a cheater though. Like,
no, that's not a good look. It's not a good
Jinx.
Look. Anyways, it's not a good look.
It's really not a good look.
Also, like, men are just like, sometimes
they're sloppy.
They are sloppy. Like, when they y'all are fucking clean it the fuck up, bro. Like,
clean up your act.
First of all, if you're gonna have two phones, which whatever, have two phones, whatever. Why are you leaving one of your phones at home? The cheating phone. That phone should never leave your car. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, stupid shit like that. Honestly,
I feel like guys that are sloppy like that either
want to get caught. Oh yeah, they want to get caught. Like,
or they're just really sloppy.
Why are you throwing out condom wrappers in your house? What were you thinking? You didn't flush that shit? You gonna put it in the garbage and outside? Like, these men are freaking morons because they think with their dick. The difference is women are, like, when it comes to cheating, first of all,
women are very sneaky.
We are way sneakier. First of all, half of us, all Caribbean, all immigrant girls are way sneakier. We've been sneaking around our parents our whole lives.
Yeah.
You think we can't sneak around these men? Like, stop. We've had a head start, 15 years, 17 years, most of us. So, you know, clean.
And that's why I'm sure a lot of men don't trust women solely for that, because they know that women are very sneaky.
And they shouldn't. And our friends will 100% lie for us.
Oh,
100%. Guaranteed, if a man called one of my girlfriends right now and said, "Is Kim with you?" that she would say yes. She'd be like, yeah, she's in the back.
Didn't you get caught lying?
I did. For someone else. I did. It was pretty bad. It was bad.
But guys, just be faithful. You know what's crazy is once I became faithful, I was delivered, and
same.
It's a change in mind frame. I think my issue was, one, I like to avoid, I like to run. And also when I was younger,
Great coping mechanism.
I always thought I could do better. You know? I always thought that, okay, whatever, if this doesn't work out, I'll self-sabotage, and I think I could do better. So if I don't give my relationship 100% and it fails because I didn't give it 100%, I can always find someone else. You know, in the beginning,
50%.
you know, in the beginning of relationships, it's like fun, and then later on, like a year in, you're just like, ugh, like I want another one.
I hate this
like
guy.
I'm kind of bored, and I get bored very easily. So
same.
It's just a lot. But now that I've worked on my issues, and I'm not saying that my exes were not quality men, because they were. It's more I hope that whoever's gotten cheated on knows that it's more of a reflection on the person that cheated than the person that's getting cheated on.
100%.
This is not. It wasn't you. It wasn't personal. That person that cheated is trash. They're not facing some sort of trauma, some sort of issue, and like it's a hard pill to swallow that it wasn't you. Like you're fine. You're completely. I mean, you might have to work on yourself too, but trust and believe it wasn't you.
She said it's not you. You're fine. It wasn't you. But like work on yourself. But like it wasn't you.
Because everyone
like,
should be working on themselves.
I mean, facts. That is true. You should be working on yourself. I mean, I am.
So moral of the story:
don't be a cheater, and if you're gonna do it right. That's the moral of the fucking story.
All right. Well, that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please check us out on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Apple Podcast.
Okay, bye.